大家好，我是 Susie， 我带了我的很多家人去台湾旅行，他们对台湾有很多不同的想法和反应，所以我问他们很多问题，看看他们怎么回答，他们喜欢的什么部分，不喜欢什么部分。但是因为有很多问题，有很多人，短片比较长一些，所以我决定要大概归纳一下，让你知道一些重点。他们觉得台湾人很好
So nice.
Everyone is so nice. So nice.
How nice everyone was.
Friendly.
很喜欢太鲁阁
Taroko Gorge.
Taroko Gorge. Taroko Gorge.
Taroko Gorge.
对臭豆腐有不同的反应，
Stinky tofu.
Sticky tofu.
Stinky tofu.
The stinky tofu was
觉得台湾的洗手间跟美国不一样，
The toilet.
like restrooms.
In the bathroom.
小厕所
Bathrooms.
The toilets, the access to the toilets.
Bathrooms.
The food. The yummy stuff. Us eat it. You like all the yummy food. Us eat it at the market. The cars you can drive and bump into. And like all the yummy food. Like I like the stinky tofu. Except I didn't like the tomatoes. I like seeing the monkeys. All the yummy stuff. And the food.
I loved swimming. The scuba diving with sea turtles was incredible. And then going to the National Museum, I loved going to that. That was so fun.
那个 amusement park.
哦，小人国吗？
对对对。
我有几个12年以来没再见到的好朋友，但是我回去之后，我发现感情，我们的关系是一样的，一样好。我就是觉得，如果可以很快 pick up that friendship， 就是有一样的感觉，一样的朋友的 feel， 我觉得真的令我很感动。
I would say overall the entire trip was very memorable. I think just being in a new country, a new place for the first time ever and experiencing the culture that was there.
Most memorable for me was learning how to pee in the toilet that Taiwan has. Because you have to squat, right? It's not just a normal toilet bowl. And so I had my own peeing lesson, which was so great. So that's the most memorable for me.
I don't think it matters where you go on vacation, but if you wake up in the middle of the morning and there's an earthquake happening, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the most memorable thing because you're hanging in the balance between life and death.
Was getting to do the e-bikes on the trail that led to Pebble Beach.
My most memorable would be the boat ferry. The day that we went out to the island and we saw an old temple and then we tried these like egg things, tea eggs.
我最喜欢的部分是我们去台北101和宝可梦的中心。
Being that close to a giant sea turtle is unforgettable.
Yeah.
So cool. Go back just for that.
Flying over to Taiwan in our 16 and a half hour flight with, yeah, that was rough. It was so rough.
我不喜欢 when our house flooded and when we had an earthquake.
我不喜欢，因为有地震，所以水在
我们的房间里面有水，
对，
了解。
I would honestly just say the time change of things.
I left my wallet in the train station, but it was like yin and yang. Like it was like the worst part of the trip, but it also like showed me so much about the Taiwanese people because Jensen was able to go and get it. It was someone had turned my wallet in to the station agent right there, right next to where I had left it.
Where'd you leave it, Dan?
I left it on a claw machine because I had to win the claw machine, and I did win the claw machine, but I was so excited about winning the claw machine, I left my wallet there.
去台湾最难的部分就是我的儿子 Abraham， 他一直要上厕所。我们离开公寓之前会说，你去上个厕所好不好？ 但是过了10分钟，我们走路到捷运站，他会说我要再去，然后我们就是10分钟到一个不同的地方，他会说我要再去，所以我觉得我们浪费很多时间，花很多时间在等他上厕所，我就找他一个厕所，而且有时候找厕所很难找到，对，就是不好找。但是第二个部分，就是对我来说很难的部分，就是一直照顾我的孩子，确定他们安全。我自己很容易担心，我有一点点的焦虑症，真的是会想太多。比如说我们在船上，我会想，如果我的孩子随便决定要跳进水里怎么办？这个应该是一个不可能的事，但是我还是很担心。
Hardest part was dragging around a bunch of kids and there's not a lot of public restrooms. I don't know how people in Taiwan do it, like what their trick is, or maybe they just know stuff that I don't know. But in America, there's bathrooms everywhere. Every restaurant has a bathroom. Every convenience store has a bathroom. So there's no shortage of places if you can go. But in Taiwan, it was like what is it called, scavenger hunt, just to try to find a bathroom every time the kid needed to go to use the restroom. And so it was a challenge.
The hardest part was having 2 very small children, and they didn't eat very much food.
I was gonna say the hardest part, I
So it
think,
was just trying to find food that
Finding
they
food that they
would
would
eat.
eat.
Everything that came along with the babies just took a lot of time. The getting from place to place in the strollers, having to carry them, you can't anticipate how much work it's actually going to be.
Probably not having Daniel the whole time.
I had to leave early to come back for grown-up stuff I had to do.
Boba.
Boba? 你喜欢 boba?
Sushi.
Sushi? 你喜欢吃寿司?
I dip the sushi in the soy sauce.
Okay.
我最喜欢吃 sushi，还有
A skewer with the potato chips on it?
对我喜欢那个，我很喜欢，我吃很多的那个。
很多的薯片。
Lu Rou Fan, whatever it's called. I love that. That was delicious. That was one of my favorite things. It was surprising because it's like just like a very common breakfast food, but I absolutely loved it. Like the saltiness mixed with the meat and kind of the heartiness of the dish. That was tasty. Another thing I remember was it was edamame, but it seemed to be covered in some kind of vinegar and maybe some like chilies. Maybe it was chilies that had been soaked in some kind of vinegar. But that was delicious. We ate that on one of the last days when we were in the alley. Can't remember what it was called. The Red Lantern. Yeah, Joe Fun. The third one was actually a drink. There was, on that same place, I got a mint milk tea. It was absolutely delicious. I got one when we got there and I drank it, and I got another one as we were leaving, and I wish I could have had 100 more of them because it was tasty. Very tasty.
吃了那个冰淇淋，
冰淇淋是冰淇淋还是雪花冰？
雪花冰，
加芒果，
对，
对，很好吃。
那个比美国的好吃，
太好了，
它比美国的冰淇淋好吃。
很好。
冰淇淋，
冰淇淋 ，Kennedy， 你在台湾的时候喜欢吃什么？
冰淇淋，
冰淇淋 ，the rice wrapped around the sausage. That was your favorite.
太好吃 And then like a boba tea thing that was meant that
2,
爸爸买了。
爸爸买了薄荷茶加珍珠。
Favorite things there would be 1, sushi, because just how fresh it is, how much just better quality it was. 2 would probably be smoked shark. That was actually a very interesting one. And then 3 is definitely gonna have to be Don Bing. And I'd actually put that over smoked shark.
Ooh,
Chicken sandwich. The chicken sandwich.
Yes.
The best. The best.
My favorite number uno was Susie's friend made them a crepe flatbread,
So like the herb pancake thing?
kind of but thinner. It's like a crepe with delicious stuff inside. So fresh, homemade.
Oh, that
Taro ice cream was my second favorite.
Oh,
that
man.
was so good.
The soft serve taro in the
Soft serve
basement of that
taro.
mall.
Number
Oh
2.
my goodness, yeah, that was good. There's so much good food. There's so much good food. After we went scuba diving, it was like a spicy pork
With like the
egg with some
like Chinese broccoli.
yeah, with some
That
broccoli.
one?
Yeah, that was good. The cheese stick, that was good.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's a third, but it's
up there.
it's up there somewhere. It's like there's like a Korean style mozzarella stick
Okay.
at a night market, or the giant crab leg, like the seaweed crab leg.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
like
gonna say
panko bread,
I'm gonna say my
panko
number
bread.
3 was the seaweed crab leg.
Okay. Yeah, that was delish.
Maybe they were like little pot stickers type thing. We went into this little like market. We got a bunch, and Nora was naked when we ate them, so everybody was looking at us. You remember
Oh,
that?
that
But
was-
those were really good.
Yeah, that was in Taiwan at the second
Yeah.
market. 这一次去台湾是我第一次去夜市吃那个很大的鸡排嘛。我觉得士林夜市我们就是找到一个很长的排队，然后买了那里的鸡排，真的是我生活中一辈子里最好吃的鸡排，真的是太好吃了。还有我第一次来台湾的时候，我一直想吃喜欢吃润饼，有甜味有咸味，我很喜欢那种。那是为什么我觉得我的家人很喜欢吃小肠大肠包小肠，是因为有那个甜跟咸在一起的味道，我觉得特别好。来美国之后，我很想吃牛肉面哦，我知道有一个在我们公寓附近的一个小店，它那个店的名字好像是小胖子，我觉得不是小胖子，我需要查看看。但是那里的有咸猪肉，其实他们所有的菜都特别好。
Like the hot dog with the rice paper, and it had like some type of lettuce.
Was it the
Oh, yeah.
rice wrapped sausage?
The rice
Yes.
wrapped sausage.
Okay.
Yeah, that was probably my most favorite thing there.
And surprisingly enough, the best burger I've ever had was in Taiwan.
Like a hamburger, or was it
Hamburger.
the chicken? Oh,
No,
the
it was a
hamburger.
plain hamburger, regular cheeseburger I've ever had was in Taiwan.
Don Bing.
Yeah,
Don
the
Bing
Don
was
Bing
epic.
was really good. Pot stickers inside of the soup instead, and that was really good.
Dumplings. It was like dumplings.
Yeah, it was like a dumpling soup, I guess, and that I probably could eat every day. It was really good.
It was the best.
Oh, the melting pot was really good.
Oh, I would go there as much. The hot
hot
pots.
pot one. That experience was just really cool. The waffle cones with the ice cream that they had was really fun. And then putting the faces on it as well. My kids loved that. So that was a fun little treat.
I liked that. I don't know what it's called, but it had like some pickled
Yeah, the sausage,
cucumber
the
or
rice,
something,
and
that was delicious.
对，我不喜欢太阳饼。
Oh, okay.
It should go without saying that the stinky tofu was not good, but probably there was a restaurant that we got chicken wings at, and they were arguably the worst chicken wings I've ever had in my life. Like, no offense to the Taiwanese people, but
It was a Korean fast food place.
I'd have to say stinky tofu. I'm totally good with tofu regularly, but I don't know, the stinky tofu just had a weird.
I think it was cow's blood. It was in like a little rectangle cube, black. It was really gross.
My least favorite was actually the sausage that was wrapped in the. Yeah, I did not like that.
That was your least favorite
Yeah, I
thing?
didn't like it at
Even
all.
like over the plum sauce stuff?
Oh, well, plum sauce is really bad, in my opinion.
Plum powder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the plum
plum
powder.
powder.
On everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
We didn't like the plum powder. We'd always get it without if we could. If
Yeah.
we had it, then we didn't eat it.
But yeah, I did not like that sausage thing.
I liked that one a lot. I thought it was really good.
That's so funny.
Least favorite food, probably sticky tofu. I don't really remember it, but I just remember thinking like, yeah, it's not that good. I feel like everything else was delicious, and
Yeah.
I will say the stinky tofu wasn't even that bad. It's just
Yeah.
something's got to be the least favorite.
True. There's this sauce, oil,
It's kind of like fish oil.
it probably is fish oil, honestly.
fish sauce or whatever.
Something that is, most foods are like fried in, and that's my least favorite food.
the earthquake.
Oh, the earthquake.
Obviously was the most surprising for us.
I found it surprising that they had so many shrines, like places to like say quick prayers or light something. It was like all over the place.
So actually when we were doing that hike at Taroko Gorge, there was a group of, I'm assuming they were tourists because there was like a large group of them. Older, they were probably like early retiree age, maybe like 50 to 70, a group of them. And they saw my son. He had a mullet, so his hair was really long in the back and it was spiked up on top, and he's just as blonde can be. And they thought he was the coolest thing they'd ever seen in their life. So first one came over to him, and then another one came over to him. And before you knew it, they were picking him up and taking pictures and just handing him around as all these different people are getting pictures with my kid. And then they're all laughing about it because he's just, you know, living his best life, having the time of his life with all these people giving him so much attention. He just thrives off that.
A monkey hissing at me.
That burger place that we went to, you wore gloves when you ate the burger.
They
like
gave
that
you
was
gloves,
normal
yeah.
for you to put on gloves before you ate your burger, which I thought was very strange.
It's so smart. It's
I've
like,
never done that before. Yeah, it was
so
smart.
smart.
其实让我很惊讶的是，我本来12年前住台湾的时候，我觉得捷运很方便，但是这一次有这么多小孩跟我在一起，而且有推车，很不方便。而且我很惊讶，有这么多人用电梯，平常会等很久很久。有很多人要用电梯，但是那些用电梯的人，他们就是有手提行李吗？他们很容易可以用 escalator， 就是很容易可以自己用电梯，所以我们等很久。所以我们开始把推车用在那个 escalator 上，就是直接推上去，上楼下楼什么的，比较方便。但是有一些工人说不可以这么做。但是用电梯很不方便，有很多人在排队，或是在一个很不方便的地方，或是好像是就是浪费时间。对一个大家庭来说没有那么方便，我就是下次会比较用计程车。
是他们有猴子，它是一个小小的 island， 所以我觉得好酷，因为他们有很多猴子在那，还有他们有 7-Eleven， 你就走一边看一个 7-Eleven， 走一边看一个 7-Eleven，
他们有很多 7-Eleven，
太多。
Probably how nice everyone was. Even if they didn't speak English, we got lost and were struggling, and they gave us a ride. Like, here, let me give you a ride somewhere because you don't know what you're doing. So completely just like go out of their way to help strangers that speak a different language. And that was everywhere. Like, everybody was so nice. Oh, we got there and we're looking for food, and then somebody's like, oh, you're new here? This place is good. You should try this place. These are the directions to those places. Ask for this. It's like, thank you so much. So that was super helpful.
I would say like the architecture and the overall look of Taiwan. It's a very breathtaking place. Like, I can remember being on the beach, being just even in the city and just looking out over everything, and totally new place. And so I don't know if it was just like first time experience that it was just like mind blowing to me, but just the overall beauty of Taiwan just had like another level of beauty in my opinion.
The bathrooms, like, I think just because the United States, there's public bathrooms everywhere. Like, every place has a bathroom inside the facility or very close by, but usually inside, or porta potties. And sometimes it was such a hassle, like finding a restroom.
你好，
你好 and
我爱你。
我爱你 yeah
我是美国人。
yeah
漫步学校，处处闻惊讶，夜来风雨声，花落知多少。
I don't know if I learned like new Chinese. I never got to use it, but my favorite Chinese phrase, 免费一碗饭。
说过，谁过？
爸爸睡觉了。苹果. Just like random words, just absolutely random things. Oh, 加油, there's another one. See, I'm learning. Give me like 100 years and I'll know a little bit of Chinese.
我爱你。
帅哥。
我爱你。And what was thank you again? We said it all the time. 谢谢. Yes! Like, we said it all the time.
我常常会意识到，我还有很多很多要学的，一直还在努力学更多的生词啊，更多的词汇，来更好的表达我的想法。
我说美国人，有几行汉堡包。Still learning.
这一次去我最喜欢的活动就是在七星潭附近骑脚踏车，特别是因为是电动的脚踏车，我觉得特别爽。那时候觉得什么都很轻松，很开心，就是太好了，那是我最喜欢的活动。
The sun cookies.
Oh yeah. Making the cookies.
Yeah, I was very bad at it. And mine didn't turn out like Dan's. I thought they were pretty good, but they weren't. That was probably my favorite because it was so unique.
I think I'm going to say
I like baking.
that was on that same note. Jensen and I went to a tea house, and I thought that was it was kind of like a different sort of activity. It's just kind of like quiet. It was like a little date.
The most memorable activity was taking our kids to the beach, and we rented a bunch of bicycles. Like some of them were e-bikes, bikes that have batteries on them. Some people had some normal bikes and some like multi-carrier 3-wheel kind of bikes. And that was really fun, just cruising around. It was just a beautiful day. Everybody was in a great mood. The sun was out. My kids have never been to the ocean. They've never seen the ocean before. You don't have that in Utah. I'm landlocked. And so seeing my kids just like having the time of their life on the beach, throwing rocks and seeing the surf come in and out. One of my kids went way too far out and the surf caught him and pulled him down, so he got totally soaked.
I would say the suspension bridge was actually really, really cool to be a part of.
Rocco Gorge, and we like rented bikes and rode up this trail that was along the ocean, and we went to like a pebble beach, like this really round, polished rocks. It was so beautiful, but Taroko Gorge was definitely the biggest like wow factor.
For sure.
I didn't realize how beautiful Taiwan as a country was. Just very green, very beautiful. So that was like, yeah, for sure the coolest thing for me.
I think the zoo, the Taiwan Zoo, was my favorite activity for sure. It was amazing because it's like you're not even in a zoo, you're in the jungle. Like you're just hanging out in the jungle or in the trees. And so it was really cool how they designed the whole thing and then getting to see all the animals too.
Bicycling at the beach. That was my favorite.
We took our kids, just the 4 of us, to a science museum. And that one was really cool because they had a whole bunch of different things that the kids could do. And then there was a park that was outside that the kids could play at as well.
When I was in the trunk of the van.
跟朋友一起玩。
对。泡温泉、动物园和我喜欢在那个 gondola， 还有 amusement park。
这个很难呢，因为这是我第一次去花莲，我觉得太美了，真的很美。但是我觉得台北一直会在我心中有一个很特别的位置哦，因为就是住台湾的时候是住台北的，所以最喜欢的地方不能说什么地方都很喜欢，而且我还有很多很想去的地方。
I loved seeing the flowers. Now I can't remember the name of it.
The flower garden place.
Yeah.
Taroko Gorge was probably just like one of the coolest experiences ever. It totally reminded me of, as being a Lord of the Rings fan, it reminded me just like of, the Mines of Moria. And so that was a super cool experience.
Favorite location? It had that like cobbly pathway in between all of the shops. It was raining that day. That was a really
high up in the mountains, that city.
But I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's called Jiufen.
That Jiufen.
Yeah, that
I
one.
really
That
liked
place
that
is super
location.
cool.
Jiufen. That was fun
And the
be
drive
able
to get
see.
to it was just amazing. It was so scenic, and it was like green mountains everywhere. I loved the hot pots.
Are you talking about
Where we actually
springs
the
or-
hot springs.
Okay.
Where we would like go into the different like
Pools.
temperatures and
Yeah.
water
Yeah.
pools. I loved that. It was relaxing.
I saw some very beautiful places, but we stayed in Taipei for the longest, and so Taipei kind of felt like home base. And so it became like, you know, like you get off the train stop and you're like, oh, like we're home sort of thing. So it's hard to not have that be your favorite because it's right there. But I liked that island, Liu Qiu Island was just kind of fun.
Yeah.
Taroko Gorge was by far the most memorable, especially the tiny little city that's built at the entrance or somewhere where we went and had lunch. Yeah, that was super cool. It's very picturesque, right? Like you're just these giant mountains on both sides and then these really small, fun, one-off like restaurants and some shopping places all the way up in the area. We saw a monkey there. That was super fun. And yeah, like that was very scenic and memorable. We ate at a restaurant there and they brought out a ton of dishes. Apparently it's just like you pay a flat fee and they bring you out, you know, 12 different dishes that they're making for the day. And there was like this anchovy dish that was absolutely delicious. Fried fish. Yeah, it was delicious.
Definitely more of the outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Like a little bit away from the cities or like the smaller cities were cool. I like the night markets, but after a couple of them, it was a little too much for me. Just too claustrophobic.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked like the boardwalk and the Old Street, like
Old Street.
Yeah, Old Streets, just all the different shops and vendors, and that was just fun. I like that kind of stuff though.
Riding the boat.
You liked riding the boat? 你喜欢搭船?
And I like the Pokemons.
有很多地震。
台湾比较安全吧，所以他们比较信赖别人不会偷他们的东西。就是看到很多摩托车，然后摩托车上面有时候还有钥匙哦，安全帽或是他们的包包、钥匙有时候还在摩托车上。我觉得哇，台湾人真的很信任。
The food breakfast. Everything was warm, like hot breakfast, and then the clothing, like they're always wearing, like it was 95 degrees plus 100% humidity, and they're all wearing coats, jackets, sweatshirts, long pants, and like we're walking around in t-shirts and shorts and just drenched in sweat, and you know our kids wearing like a tank top, and they're like, she needs a jacket on, like she needs a jacket, she's cold, and it's like. We're hot, like we're dying right now. So, I mean, they're used to it because I'm sure that's a culture thing. They just do that.
Yeah.
But that was one thing that was very strange.
I really loved their currency. I loved that it came in 100 and 200 and 300 and it was all colorful. I thought that was a really neat way to have money, and I kind of wish that we would do that in America.
And the number of people that use mopeds there is
mopeds.
just insane.
Everywhere.
I've never
all day.
seen more in my entire life.
I would say like the night markets in Taiwan. I know that in Utah we have like fairs and things like that every once in a while, but just the night market scene, how it's a weekly thing, you can basically see it every single day. You can go get really good food, you can try new experiences, you can play games. Like it's just a very cool activity and thing you can go do as friends and family just to get out and do something new.
Probably, I don't know if anyone's talked about, is the toilets, the access to the toilets, or having to
that's true.
squat to use the toilet. Like, that was an interesting experience, having to squat using a toilet instead of just sitting comfortably on a toilet like you're used to.
In the bathrooms, they have their toilet paper right when you walk in the door. And then you get the toilet paper and you go to the restroom. And if you don't know about that and you miss the toilet paper on the wall and you go to the restroom, you better have some emergency toilet paper in your bag. But they do provide toilet paper in most places. It's just right when you enter. So that was strange because I've never seen that. All of our toilet paper in America is in the stall with you.
How many scooters there were.
Oh yeah, that was a big one. There's a
realized-
ton of scooters.
And they are, it's like they have a death wish. I can't believe how they would just zip in and out and cut cars
true.
off. And I don't know, yeah, it was like a movie chase watching them drive around.
很多，他们有很多不一样的东西。他们会做那个小的 stand， 然后会给人食物。在我们美国这里，我们不会，我们就有 stores， 所以我们不会做那个。但是我觉得台湾比美国好。
When you don't do something, they say, "Oh, don't do that. Don't do that." Like, I've never seen anybody do that in the U.S.
The United States is very strict when it comes to traffic rules. Kids have to be in seatbelts, sitting down or car seats. They, if you're on a motorcycle, they have to have a helmet, and, young kids are generally not allowed to do that kind of thing. But I would see people riding around on a scooter with 2 kids or 3 kids on their scooters with them. And in the US, you'd be a big no-no. You'd get in huge trouble for doing that kind of thing.
How safe I
Yeah,
felt
that's
everywhere
true.
we went, and the culture, everyone is so nice, like friendly and trying to be helpful. Even though there's a big language barrier between us and them, it was like you could just tell that they genuinely cared for you as a person, just being there, and just very, very
So
genuinely
true.
nice, kind, good people. So.
For me, our trip to Taiwan really made me value not only my family and just the experience that we were able to have being out there together, but seeing a totally different perspective on the blessings that I have being in the United States, the lifestyle that we can live, just the gifts that we have.
这一次去台湾的时候，我发现我多么的想要跟我的孩子分享台湾的文化、台湾的语言。我已经开始做了，我已经开始教他们中文啊，会跟他们分享一些关于台湾，但是他们现在有去过了，所以台湾对他们很特别。就是我的概念没有什么改变，而就是我更强烈的想要跟他们分享我最爱的台湾。
They really respect like the public space. I guess that made me kind of just reevaluate like my respect for public spaces and try to being a good citizen because I ride the bus a lot now, and so it's very different. Change my perspective a little bit.
It just makes you think like, oh, look at how much I don't actually need in my life to be happy, or how much I don't actually need in my life to live, and that was just something. They are happy and kind and loving.
Their houses aren't very big, and they have lots of kids and family, and a lot of them sleep in the same room together. It was, it definitely is. We take it for granted.
If you could take one thing from Taiwan and plop it in the U.S.
Night markets. 100%.
That's what I said.
100%.
That's what I said too.
It's simply just because the variety of food, the activities that you can have, if they had those more often in the United States, it would be phenomenal.
我会拿一个夜市，所有夜市的人，所有夜市的食物、夜市的游戏什么的都搬到这里来，因为我的孩子可以练习他们的中文，可以玩很多游戏，他们很喜欢，我可以教到很多好吃的东西，对，所以我可能会把夜市放到美国。
他们的食物。
I would take their public parks. Their public parks rocked compared to
With the
American
playgrounds and
parks.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just had really like well thought out public facilities like that.
That
Like
is true.
exercise areas in some part of the park. Other parts of the park were like educational stuff about plants or animals or birds to that region. And then the beauty of all the stuff that was planted and the animals, the variety in the animals. I would take that.
Some of their rice fields, those were really cool to look at as we were driving the buses and whatnot, just looking out and seeing there's these green sprouts out of a whole bunch of water. And I thought that was really cool.
And their like 2,000-year-old temples are some of the coolest things I've ever seen.
And their transportation system was just like impeccable. We definitely need better transportation systems in America. Taiwan has a pretty slick setup. Well, New York is dirty. Like the difference between the metro in New
That's
York
true, huh?
and Taiwan was 1,000 times. Like I would 100% if I could have chosen.
And it didn't feel
Taiwan
unsafe there.
Inside New York. And yes, it felt
I never
very
felt
safe.
unsafe.
You never have to worry about.
That wasn't something like
looking
in
over
some
your
places you
shoulder.
travel foreign and you don't feel safe, right? Like you're kind of like, keep your hand on your wallet. But there, I didn't get that at all.
How cheap the food is. But it's like good food too. It's not like you're just getting this junky, greasy, yucky food. You're getting like quality food that somebody really cared about making, and it's not breaking the bank either.
There was a restaurant that we ate at, it was probably the best food that I had on the entire trip overall. Every bite that I took was so good. You know when you go to a restaurant and you'll ask the waiter for some recommendations about what to get, and they're like, oh, this, that, or the other, and they'll say, well, everything's good. And everything good means they have no idea what's on the menu. They don't know what's good, or they think everything sucks and they just don't want to tell you. But when we asked the waitress, we asked her for recommendations, and she basically said, it doesn't matter what you get, everything is really good. But the way that she said it was very convincing, that she knew the restaurant food was amazing. So we ordered a couple of dishes that sounded good, and oh man, she was not lying. I can't remember the taste, I just remember the feeling while I was eating it. It was unbelievable. It was the best food that we had when we were there, for sure.
I would plop a Taiwanese night market in whatever city I live in. It has to be in my city, and it'd be so fun.
Yeah, taro.
Oh,
Everything.
soft serve taro.
Soft serve taro ice cream, soft boba taro.
Just take it over and put it here.
Milk.
Yep.
Smoothie. Plop it everywhere here. This stuff's so good.
Yep.
这是 Diet Coke 7-Eleven 有这么多不同的饮料，怎么没有 Diet Coke?
And I bought a BLT and French fries.
Or pretzel bites, I think. I don't remember. So that was not super interesting because it would have been sushi, but it was pretzels.
我的鲨鱼，这个是我台湾买的鲨鱼，我特别喜欢。
它是买的吗？
是你和爸爸在士林夜市做一个游戏，帮我赢这个鲨鱼。
We got a cute little dress for our daughter, and it has little bunnies on it, and of course it looks Chinese. It's definitely Taiwanese.
The memories, we brought home the memories and
Yeah,
the
all
photos.
of the photos and the videos
Yeah.
that we took, and we got a bunch of money, obviously, because the money was thrilling to me. So we have a bunch of money magnets now that are colorful.
Actually, my favorite things that I brought home from Taiwan are the little bags. It was like a souvenir bag, but I use it every single day in my life, and I wish I would have bought more. But it's just like a little souvenir bag that says Taiwan on it, and you just cinch it shut, or I have a zip one as well, and I just wish I had more of them because they're so convenient.
Randomly in a souvenir shop, there was a bull terrier magnet, like a cartoon bull terrier magnet. And it's last place I would imagine to see a bull terrier magnet because they're not popular dogs.
带回美国的东西最重要的就是照片还有影片，因为我的孩子可以常常就是回去看他们在台湾的时候，他们会记得他们的经验，而且他们会很期待下次能去，所以我觉得那些照片还有短片对我来说很特别很重要。
It's got to be that vinegar stuff,
Ah.
or we'll keep you waiting. But the thing I won in the claw game.
I would have to say the display of little characters from Taipei 101, that because it was just almost everything that we did is included in that, so it's just really cool to be able to look back and see that. Kind of paired with that is I still have a $1,000 bill.
We were by the pier, Danshui. There was a bunch of markets, a bunch of stores, and we found a really cool store that sold, I don't even know if they're souvenirs, they seem like decorations more than anything. But we were going through the store, and I've wanted to have a dragon kind of decoration for a while now. And I saw one, it was really cool. It's like a dragon up on maybe like a dragon panther. It looks like a panther with a tail, but it has a dragon's head. And I saw it, and I told Susie, and she goes, no way, I actually saw that too. I think it's so great. So it was kind of, happenstance, or it was just very ironic that we both liked the same thing, which almost never happens. Me and my wife don't often have the same opinion. So that was a blessing in disguise. I got my dragon.
你要吃他们的食物。
我会建议他们先安排好活动，然后去研究一下要吃什么东西和找一些很好吃的地方。因为我有一点，我不要说失望，就是我觉得自己准备了很多，我花了很多时间在准备我们做的活动，但是我没有好好的研究我们会吃什么东西。我不要浪费任何的 meals 和吃饭的时间， 不要浪费，要珍惜每一个吃饭的时间，找到一个很好吃的地方，不要随便去一个路边的不知道好不好吃的地方。所以我觉得下次我会更好的计划我要吃哪里。
Use Google Translate.
Learn some simple phrases.
Yes.
For sure. And then I was actually really surprised at how many places we went that they spoke English, or at least enough English to where you could get what you needed across, right?
They have so many different things to do. You want to be able to go do them all, and you definitely have to plan out your days well enough so that you can get to doing all of the activities.
Don't turn your nose up at the American food. Because I was I'm going to go to Taiwan. I'm going to eat all the Taiwanese food. When I go back,
But it's
I
like
would eat more.
Not like go to KFC or go to McDonald's, but like go to a Taiwanese place that serves burgers or fried,
Yeah.
Also, get ready for 7-Eleven. That's what I would say.
Make a map of every public bathroom because you're gonna need it. Either if you can't hold it for like 4 days at a time, yeah, you're gonna need a map of all the bathrooms.
I would say make sure that you have enough time to spend there as well. If you're flying all that way, you want to get a full feel for the variety of their culture from one side to the other, and like north to south. You just need time to be able to explore it all. So I would say no less than a week for sure.
Live 110% in the moment. Go about being in Taiwan as a learning experience, as a living experience. Interact with the culture, interact with the people. One thing I wish I would have done going back there is I wish I would have attempted more of like the Chinese, doing it through, because I feel like I relied a lot on you, Susie, for translating things or like talking to people to like order stuff. And so just attempting to say things in Mandarin, I feel like it goes a long way for the people of Taiwan.
去那个公园小人国，还有去温泉，还有动物园。
要看我的孩子在不在旁边，因为如果没有孩子，我想去小琉球跟海龟一起游泳，但是我的孩子还是这么小，他们做不了。我就是想要吃很多东西，看看我的朋友们，再看我的朋友，或是应该就有一天，我会先跟台湾的朋友们说，好，我就有一天大家一起在什么地点聚餐，对。
I want to ride my own bike or electric one. I like seeing the lake.
If I wasn't pregnant, Turaco Gorge and go do all the hikes and whatever scenery that you can go see in there.
Yep,
For sure.
I would have spent more time at like the beach area, and then Turaco Gorge and going and doing the hikes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's so pretty walking through there, and I can only imagine what you get off the main road and do some hikes, just how cool it would be.
So Tucker and I talked about this. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet that was in the Taipei 101, and I would for sure go do that. I would spend every dollar it took to go and eat the expensive buffet because I saw a video of it online, and it looks amazing. And Taipei 101 is like, it would be just cool to be back there.
Be on the beach in the morning, be at Taipei 101 and, for lunchtime, and then go to a night market. Like, that would be prime day in Taiwan for me.
I think I would definitely want to do the e-bikes again, whether it have been back at the Pebble Beach or at a different location, because we don't ever ride e-bikes. Maybe try the zoo again on a day that it wasn't raining.
We could time it better and it would be cool.
I think the zoo would be more fun to do with the kids being older and it on a better day.
I don't know what they're called, hot pots, but like natural hot springs. And that was awesome. Unbelievably relaxing. It was really cool.
Ew.
It depends on where I was.
Yeah.
If I was in Taipei, chicken sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
So chicken sandwich, temple, night market, and then maybe just one other random adventure. I don't know.
Yeah, if I was down south, I would go to the Monkey Mountain again.
Yeah.
And hike
More.
longer.
Yeah.
Make it to the top of the Monkey Mountain.
Little context. We did that right before we had to catch a train going back up north.
Literally 10 minutes.
Yeah, like we ran up as much as we could on the mountain. You know, we had a good view of the city, and then we're like, okay, we gotta go back and catch a cab and catch a train.
Yeah, because we were planning on eating breakfast and hiking at the same time, and
Yeah, that's true. And
then the monkeys attacked us for the food, so we had to run.
we had to run away.
Finish eating the food before we started hiking, and at that point we only had 10 minutes to get up and down.
Yeah.
So I would go hike that mountain again.
Okay. Let's go.
Or the flowers, because I
Flowers
just
good.
love them so much. They're so pretty.
我说这个在英文或者是中文，因为
都可以。
太好玩。
If you did it in English.
It was so fun. It was so fun.
最棒的旅游，最好的经验。我爱台湾，最爱的地方。
Totally worth it.
Best family friendly trip ever.
Beauty, experiences, life-changing, fulfilling, and bonding.
Glad I went.
Yeah. Amazing experience. Hard, but amazing experience.
Susie planned tons, had fun. That's my 5 words.
Yeah. Adventure is out there! Exclamation point.
Glad my kids didn't die. Pleased I didn't lose children. I had to watch Abe the whole time. Leave my kids at home with grandma. Not bring children that have to go to the bathroom every 17 seconds.
更好的研究和准备我要吃什么东西。
I probably would have researched just a little bit more on my own, figured out other food options that were similar to like America that my kids would have eaten, because that seemed to be our biggest challenge, was just getting the kids to eat. London seemed to really like those little yogurt drinks, so.
I guess the only thing that I would do differently that we didn't do is maybe spend the night on the island where we went scuba diving.
For me, probably not. I felt like it was like an all around really, really good trip.